In my last videos, I explained the detailed story of Insidious Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Now today in this video I will explain the detailed story of Insidious Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is the prequel of Chapter 1 and 2, means it is going to be interesting, but if you haven't watched my last explanation videos on Insidious Chapter 1 and 2, I suggest you to watch those videos by clicking on the I button before watching this video.
We are shown a teenager girl named Quinn. Her mom died a year ago and she was very close to her mom. That's why she misses her mom so much. She always feels that his mom's spirit is around him. Quinn lives in the house with her father and her younger brother, and one day she goes to meet Elise, whom we saw in the previous two stories that helped Josh. Elise is retired now, but when she sees the Quinn's love for her mom, she agrees to connect her with her mom's spirit, and now she contacts spirits in another world. But then she hears someone else's voice, threatens to hit her hard. That is why she stops there. Elise says to Quinn to never try to contact her mom's spirit, because when you contact spirits from another world, that is, from the world of spirits, you give them a call. But other spirit also listens to that voice, and the consequences of this can be very dangerous. She comes back home. The next morning she is going for her theater audition. Then her father says that you should look for your brother. You should understand your responsibilities. But she does not listen to her father and goes to the theater for the audition, and when she is practicing for her audition, she sees a shadow which is pointing at her from a distance. She does not understand anything. After this, she gives her audition, but due to this distraction, her audition gets very bad and she fails. She is very sad about this. She is sitting outside with her friend. Her friend says that I will bring my car. Her friend leaves from there, and then Quinn sees that the same shadow which was pointing to her once again from a distance. Before she can understand anything, a car comes from behind and hits her. She is taken to the hospital in an unconscious state, and in an unconscious state, she reaches a dark world, where once again the same shadow comes in front of her who was pointing its hand, and then the Quinn's eyes open. Now she finds that both her legs are broken. She stays in the hospital for 3 weeks. Now Quinn is brought back home, where her father gives her a bell so that if she needs anything, she rings the bell, and he comes to her. But strange things started happening there. Sometimes the bell starts ringing on its own, and one night someone knocks from the other side of the wall where her neighbors live. After this, the Quinn also knocks, and every time she knocks, she hears knocking from the other side of the wall. She thinks her neighbors is joking with her. That's why she texts him, but she finds out that her neighbor is not at home. After knowing all this, she gets very scared. She tries to sleep, and just then a black hand comes from above which grabs her hand. She screams out loud in fear and looks up at the ceiling, which is cracked. Now her father comes there. She tells him everything. After this, her father goes with the owner to the upstairs, where no one lives. But there are footprints of someone's feet on the floor. They don't understand who came there. On the other side, Elise is shown, who has a very bad dream about Quinn. She writes her name in her diary and thinks she should help Quinn. That is why she once again tries to go to the world of spirits. And then she hears the sound of someone breathing, and this is the voice of the man who can't breathe. She then returns to the real world and sees that there are black footsteps on her floor. She follows them, and they are going down towards the basement. She slowly reaches the basement. The footsteps are now going up the wall, and when she looks up, a shadow attacks her, tries to kill her, but somehow, she saves herself and decides that now she will never go to the world of spirits again. Now we see Quinn. She is chatting on her friend, then her friend says, "Who is standing behind you?" She understands that something is wrong because she is alone in the room. She disconnects the call, and when she looks in front of her, there is a shadow behind the curtain which is slowly moving towards her, and then suddenly it falls down. When she looks under the bed, the same shadow pulls her from above and drops her down from the bed. She starts screaming loudly. Her father comes to calm her down. The next night Quinn is sleeping on top of the sofa. Then she hears someone's footsteps from above, which frightens her and puts the blanket over her face. But when she removes the blanket, she sees that she is outside flat number 514. She wants to get out of there, but the man who can't breathe comes and takes her to a room where she sees another girl dragging towards him. And it is none other than herself, who does not have a face. Seeing all this, she starts screaming, and once again her father comes into the room, and she shows her father that there are footprints of someone, which are completely black, and are going out of the window, and when she looks out of the window, the demon tries to pull her out of the window. Her father pulls him back into the room. Now he understands that his daughter is telling the truth. That is why he go to Elise, but Elise refuses to help them. She says that now I have left this job, but Quinn's father says that Quinn's life is in danger. she needs you. So, Elise agrees and comes to his house, where once again she goes to the world of spirits. After going there, she encounters the spirit of Parker. We saw Parker in the second chapter who had taken possession of Josh's body and wanted to kill his family. Then Elise encounters the same spirit that tries to kill her. Elise returns to the world of humans and refuses to help Quinn. After this, her father brings two bloggers to him who do similar work, but they also cannot help Quinn. Elise goes to her friend, who used to work with her before, and he tells Elise that you should not forget that you're a real person and the one you're fighting with is not. You also solved Josh's case a few years ago, in 1986. You had erased the old man's spirit from his memories, which wanted to take him to another world and take possession over his body, and that is why when you went to the world of spirits, the spirit of Parker attacked you, tried to kill you. But it is just a spirit and you are real. You belong to the real world. You can help Quinn with your powers, and now Elise is ready to help Quinn. She comes to Quinn's house where Quinn's father is removing those two people from the house. The two people he has called to help Quinn actually are frauds. But Elise says that I may need both of them, and now she tells Quinn's father that many spirit from the world of spirits want to come to the world of humans, for which they need another body, and when the Quinn was almost killed by the demon, he had captured her half-spirit which is trapped in the world of spirits, and if he captures the whole spirit of Quinn, he will come forever into our world. That is why now we have to go to the world of spirits and bring back the spirit of Quinn, and after that she once again goes to the world of spirits where she first meets a spirit who used to live in the same building where Quinn lives. She says that the demon forced her to commit suicide. After that her spirit was imprisoned there. Elise asks the demon's address. She tells her the address, and now Elise reaches the place where the spirit of Parker attacks her, but she has more confidence than before, so she distances him from herself. After moving forward, she reaches a room where a man's spirit is sitting on the bed, and when she goes to her, it is the spirit of her husband, who died 1 year ago. Elise is very happy to see that spirit, because she always wanted to meet the spirit of her husband. But in conversation, her husband's spirit gives her a knife and says that you should also commit suicide so that we both live together in the world of spirit. Elise understands that this is not the spirit of her husband, so she stabs him and asks the man to come out. The man who can't breathe comes out. She asks him where Quinn is, and that's when Quinn comes to him. Actually, this is the half-spirit of Quinn whom the demon has imprisoned there. Elise tries to bring back the spirit to the real world, but the demon has captured it, so Elise says that from here on Quinn will have to fight her own battle. Quinn is shown whose body is now weakening even more than before. That is, she is going to go completely into the world of spirit. Her half-spirit, which is here in the real world, is also being drawn into the world of spirit. Everyone holds her hand, and then another spirit confronts Elise. This is the spirit of Grace, the spirit of the same woman who came to meet the Quinn in the hospital. She told Quinn that I have heard the voice of the man who can't breathe, he is calling you. She tells Elise that Quinn's mother wrote a letter in her diary before she died, which letter was to be read at her graduation. But that letter was never received by Quinn, and now Elise reads Quinn's mom's letter for her. Quinn receives power, and in the world of spirit, it is shown that she sees the spirit of her mother whom she always wanted to see. This gives her a lot of strength, and she removes the mask of the demon with which he breathes. He has trouble breathing and leaves Quinn. She returns to the real world completely cured. She tells Elise that you never need to go to the spirit world to find your mom's spirit, because she was always with you and is still with you today. There are two people here, whom the Quinn's father called for Quinn, who could not cure her. Now they decide to work together with Elise so that the three of them can work together to help people. Elise comes back to her house, and after coming home, she sees her dog barking in the dark. She looks at that side, and then the face of the lipstick demon is shown behind her. And with this, the story ends here. Now who is this lipstick demon we will know in chapter 4 of Insidious. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe this channel, and if you have any question you can ask in comments below. Until next time, take care, see you in the next chapter.